early morning, it was really dark. I had the ISO cranked up to 400. That's as high as I want to go. I almost used one battery just filming here, and I'm on the second battery. There's still some power left in the other battery. But what I think I will do is use the power packs to slowly charge it while I'm in the tent. I haven't got 30 watt PD power direct power bank to charge the batteries fast, but there are supposed to be train stations on the way. Now train stations tend to have power points, or there might even be a library where I can charge the batteries up on the way. Also churches as well, if you make a donation, they tend not to mind. Make a donation for the church and a little bit of money for the electricity you've used. You know, everybody's happy. I had a good night's sleep because I've been getting up early the last few days to get sunrises before this hike. So I slept really well. The ground was quite comfortable. So I've not got a stove with me this time. I'm just buying food on the way in shops because there's shops on the way. So I thought pointless bringing a stove, save on weight. I'm going to get the tent down then. Right, that's everything packed away, all rubbish in the bag. Nothing left behind, and I'm ready to go. Ooh. So I've just walked down through the woodland there from the fort. That's where I camped last night and just come from this morning, and this is where I'm walking towards, and it's a nice boggy tick infested field to walk through this morning. Morning. And again this morning, so far all the fields I've been through, apart from one with cattle, have been wildflower fields, not being used for crops or cattle when we're in a food crisis. However, we're going to have plenty of honey. There's plenty of nectar for the bees. And which way I've got to go? I wonder, it looks electric. Do you reckon I can get through without getting a shock? Looks like an old milk churn. Is that what you call them? Milk churns? No, that's where you make the milk. It's like a, what you put the milk in, carry the milk with, I think. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully I don't disturb the cows. Looks like I've got to go through this way. I believe that was the hill fort over there I was staying at last night, and I am going down this way. So many of these electric fences to go through. Thing is, when these are wet, it conducts the electricity and you get a shock even though you're holding the plastic. Oh, I'm going to get wet trousers because the grass is wet and long along here. Well, this electric fence is fantastic. There's no plastic bit on it for me to open it. Just means I'm going to get a shock. Wet trousers or pants or whatever you call them these days. It's definitely not like the Ridgeway National Trail. It's I think it's a lot more going through more rougher farmland. The Ridgeway's mostly nice chalk path. So it's just started raining. Just put my waterproofs on. Still on the Monarch's Way. Obviously we're doing the Wessex Ridgeway. So it's down here, and I believe when I get to a road there's an option of coming off trail a bit and going into a village, and there's a village shop, I believe. So that's the village, but I'm going to carry on going down here. New sign there.
This is bizarre. I think someone lives there. And they've got a graveyard in their garden. Obviously used to be a chapel or church. But they've inherited the cemetery with it. Down the bottom of this path, you can't see the house or its garden. What I was just in had the cemetery in. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a good idea to camp up here because there's a private garden right next to me. I had a feeling it wouldn't be good camping up here. Where I camped last night was ideal. It might go through a lot of farmland, but it goes up a lot of hills and the views are absolutely spectacular. Starting to rain again. It's a nice little hill ridge walk along here. I thought it would be, looking on the map. I had a feeling it wouldn't be a very good place to camp though, because there's a farm down the bottom. Looks like there's an old church down there as well. And it's weird, it's got like a sort of metal framed spire. And it looks like it's still being used as a church. The cemetery's kept nice, the grass is kept nice and low in the cemetery there. It's okay, mate. Yeah, it's a lovely little settlement down there. And I am going this way. And it's still raining. It's not raining much. I can't be bothered to put my waterproofs on, to be honest. There's a trusty old sign. Looks like I'm still on the Monarch's Way. No, actually I'm coming off the Monarch's Way now, because I got to go up this way and the Monarch's Way goes another way. Wet trousers again. More overgrown wild plant flower fields, no crops, no cattle. Get the feeling this isn't walked very often. There's no sign of what looks like a path, but this is the route. Personally think it's a bit overkill, all these wildflowers. It's good to see them, but come on, people need to eat. At least it's not a solar panel field. Someone doesn't like the right to roam, do they? But don't want you to get in there. Although it looks like on the map I'm supposed to be walking up along the fort or camp there, whatever it is. So yeah, it's hard to tell if I'm supposed to be over that side of the fence or here, but as you can see it doesn't look like many people walk along here. Looks like a impressive earthworks. It hasn't got it listed as a fort on the map, but it's got earthworks around it. So this is the top of the encampment. Pretty impressive earthworks, even if it isn't a fort. It really looks like one. I might be able to get the drone up a little bit. So I managed to do a bit of droning of this encampment, and the first time using the ND filters on the Mini 3 Pro. So this is the name of the encampment. Some information there if you want to pause it and read it. Some information there about the Monarch's Way. Really impressed how the Mini 3 handles actually. It's not really windy today. It's supposed to be 20 mph winds, but it doesn't feel it. But there is a breeze, and you think a small drone like that, it wouldn't be able to keep a nice smooth image, but it looks like it's come out really well. As I said, I used the ND16 on it, first time using the filter on the Mini 3. Okay, forget that last bit. I've made a wrong turn. I think I got to turn down the hill at that gate. It's actually quite steep, quite slippy without the stick. Well, there's no actual path, it's just a route. I think I can see a gate of some kind over there. As I said, no crops, no cattle. What are you supposed to eat? Normally they have the wild flowers and stuff growing at the edges of the field. That's rather fancy. And it's even got a little post box that looks like it's still being used. You might be mistaken thinking I'm actually doing the whole of this trail, because you don't see the Wessex Ridgeway signs like that. I was looking back at the fort I just come from. So I'm walking through an old drover's track at the moment, and I'm testing out these new trail shoes. This is the first long distance hike I've took them on. A little bit of a busy road. That's probably why I made a really bizarre loop of farmers' fields. I don't know. It's not that busy though, so I'm not too sure why it went round in a loop. Quite a large woodland again I'm walking through. There's supposed to be a Roman fort around here, but it's a bit too windy for the drone. So I'm guessing this is part of the earthworks of the fort here. It says it was a Roman fort on the OS map. So a Spitfire crashed up here, and there's a plaque they just revealed this year, the local was telling me. Now, if you want to read that, you can pause it as I pan down the sign. And someone's left some poppies there, probably on V-Day or Remembrance Day, is it? They are just for anybody who might have relatives that died in it. That's what it says. Information here about the fort or hill, whatever it is. Won't be doing any droning, it's too windy. This is before Beaminster town. There's quite a few places around here to camp actually, but it's just way too early. It's not even quite 12 o'clock yet. Interesting. So going up here. Well, the next town, Beaminster I think it's called, according to Google there's a library there and it should be open. Also according to Google there's a co-op open to 10 o'clock tonight, so I'll be restocking on supplies there too. Walk there. Down this really steep route. Oh, that's bloody steep. You're kidding me. Tell you what, I am knackered. It's getting up early, that's what does it. I don't really stop for very long if I do stop on these hikes. Probably should take more of a break. Okay, it's rubbish time. Well, I'm leaving Beaminster now. The library had no facilities for charging. It was a really small library, so it doesn't surprise me. They were very friendly in there. Well, I've covered over twice the distance I covered on the first day. That's because I started quite sort of late, I guess, in the day, in the afternoon, yesterday. So that's where I just come from. It's a bit too dark to film. A good place to sleep, wouldn't it, tonight? So I really am tired. I've done over 30 kilometres now. Not got really to where I want to go. It looks like my camping spot tonight isn't going to be that great. Possibly camping in some trees, so I'm not really going to get a sunrise tomorrow. So that's the tent up. I was walking past these trees and I just saw a little spot I could stick the tent. It looks pretty safe. There's no, I think it's pretty safe from anything big hitting the tent, apart from I just have seen a few big logs now. They're not in the bit where I'll put the tent, hopefully not. There's no reports of seriously strong wind tonight, but I really just need to go to sleep. I'm so tired. Tonight I'm going to charge up my Mini 3 Pro batteries up with the old battery bank. It's probably going to take a few hours to charge, so I'm going to see how that goes. And I'm just sending a message with my Spot messenger to say I'm okay. I'll put a link in the description for this. It is a paid for service. As I say in all my videos, I pay for all my own stuff. All the equipment I have in my videos, I pay for. I don't get given it to be bribed into giving a good review. I buy all the stuff myself so I can give an honest review. I don't take bribes for receiving free stuff. So yeah, everything I have is what I bought out of my own money. So as you can see, I am charging up my gear in the tent with my battery packs. I've got a cheap battery pack actually charging the Mini 3 Pro batteries. I'm presuming it's going to take overnight because it's going to slow charge them. I'm not sure, the one I'm charging it with is actually full, so it'd be interesting to see how fully charged it can charge the batteries from one they're lighting up one light, so they pretty much all run out. So see if they can be fully recharged with that battery pack. It'd be interesting to see, because it is a cheap basic battery pack, but it's quite a big battery pack.